My guest is Rosemary Doyle from Theatre Kingston. So good to see you again.
Great to see you too.
And you got a busy season coming up.
Yeah, we're super busy. It's the second half of our season. And so we have 3 more shows for you this part. And then we have the Fringe after that in the summer.
Wow, just
so
ongoing.
we're not done yet.
Oh, for sure.
Anyway,
So the first one's coming up in a few weeks. Like
yes, we're
soon.
in rehearsal right now. In fact, I just ran here from rehearsal. So it's called Big Ticket, and it's a brand new play by Jim Gerard, and it's going to be hysterical. I'm laughing out loud during rehearsal. It's really lovely.
And tell me a little bit about it.
Sure. It's about a girl named Annie who gets her car towed for like the last time. She decides she has enough, and so she goes to wreak havoc with a bit of domestic terrorism against the tow truck industry. It's very funny the way it happens, and yeah, I think a lot of us will go, oh, but for the grace of God, I would have gone there. Anyway. Yeah.
And then you've got another one coming up in
March 14th, Parents' Night, and that is a play about it's by George F. Walker, and it's a play about 2 parents coming in for parent-teacher interviews with the teacher, and it's a typical George F. Walker show in that it's 3 very damaged souls in the same room with each other. So, and it's quite funny too. Very laugh out loud. I've been there. Anyone who's had a little kid or had any frustrations in life will watch that and be like, oh yeah. Yeah, I get that.
And I think we need something to laugh at now. It's that time of year. We're all getting a little ground down, and then, oh dear, don't read the newspapers.
Yeah, exactly.
So we all need something to laugh at these days.
And at Theatre Kingston, we have a tendency to do stuff with like deep topics and serious things. And I don't think we haven't done that with these. These are serious topics, but they are funnier. And I think that's probably a little bit more like where I actually generally come from anyway. So it feels very natural to be living in a place of a few laughs now and then, yeah.
And the other thing that's nice about Theatre Kingston, it's not expensive. The tickets are reasonably priced, and
thank you.
You can take in a matinee, and you're seeing professionals, and that's a whole different.
Yeah, I should probably raise the price, but I don't like to do that, because I think we all should be seeing shows. It shouldn't just be some strange elitist thing that you can only do now and again. And we're in Kingston, so like, come see the shows that are here, and they're going to be just as good as if you traveled for 3 hours and were on the 401 and paid $100 for your ticket.
Right, 100 if you're lucky.
If you're lucky,
they're more like
that's
160
true.
these
Are they
days.
really?
Yeah,
maybe I should. No, I won't.
146 is what I
146 for a ticket.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
With this, if you're a student or an artist, you can get a ticket for $20 plus the box office fees.
That is pretty reasonable for an evening or an afternoon's entertainment.
Absolutely.
Yeah. There's something about live theater. I've always said it's more special than going to a movie, and I think what I like is that if in a movie there's not going to be any glitches. There aren't, but things can happen. And it's sometimes the recovery is the best part because things happen.
That's true, and it's also because it's alive. Like in this world that we're in right now with just art, like artificial everything. Like you can't even believe half the things you've read. Well, like maybe a computer wrote that.
Right, an AI or something.
And AI is good. You look at a piece of artwork and AI has done it for you. Like what's going on? But theater, and I was having this discussion with a friend of mine the other day. Theater is the one thing that the robots can't do for us.
There's a thought.
Yes, we really can't. It's about humans performing for other humans who are sitting there watching them perform. And there's something that cannot be created or taken away from us in that. We have virtual theater in film and TV, but everybody knows that's a much different experience for the audience. When you're at home watching a show, yes, it's performing, but it's not theater.
No, it's not. No, not anything you can pause. It's not theater.
Yeah, you can't pause theater.
You can't pause theater.
In fact, we have paused theater because people have had something happen to them in the audience. We're like, okay, everybody, wait for a second, and then we're and here we go again.
So
but it's different.
Well, actually, that's the point. What happened? What are some of the things that have happened? And because you've been in this business a long time.
The funniest one
Okay.
was I was in Anne of Green Gables at the Thousand Islands Playhouse, and I was playing Miss Stacy. And I think they've probably corrected it since then, but back then the theater, every now and again, something would happen and the place would have a blackout.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So I come out and everybody's picking on Anne, like my beautiful Anne, Shirley, and they're picking on her. So I come out and I go, Anne! And the whole place went pitch black. Right?
Wow.
So we all did protocol. We all got off the stage, and the announcement came on to say, I'm sorry, folks, blah, 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 I will come in. So then we got told that we can come back on, and we start up again, and everybody's doing their thing, and I go, Anne, very, very hesitantly, and the whole audience burst out laughing. So it was a good time. But you couldn't make that adjustment in TV or a film.
No, they just cut, wait till we get that back.
Yeah.
And we'd be wiser that this.
No wiser.
Because that's part of it, is how do you recover from something like that?
Exactly.
I remember in Sterling, Ontario, they have a great theater there as well.
Yeah.
It's very similar to Thousand Islands.
Yeah.
And they had a power blackout, and it was a musical, and there was a busload of people who had traveled a couple of hours to get there to see it, and it was canceled. It had to be because the lights were not going to come back on.
Right.
The crew got on the bus and sang all the songs.
Oh, see, isn't that phenomenal?
Yeah.
And so people are you're still talking about that.
Oh, it was years
right? So that's going to
ago.
happen.
Years ago, and I still, it was just such a nice recovery.
Yeah.
That. When you think about it, it's some of the silly things that happen. And I saw one once where they were putting on these identical dresses, and the dresses got reversed, and one of the actresses was quite a bit larger than the other.
So it didn't work particularly well.
They couldn't get it zipped up.
Yeah.
And it was.
Yeah, I've had a dress die on stage for me before. I remember running backstage and talking to the dresser and going, gaff me. So she taped me up, and I spent the rest of the show just facing forward. It was
sidestepping.
Yeah, sidestepping, walking up the door backwards. Yeah, but nothing like that's going to happen in big ticket. I hope.
No.
But you'll see the show.
I
but
will.
Who knows?
I've already got a ticket. Yeah,
you
absolutely.
got a ticket.
Yeah,
Great.
I got my big ticket to see Big Ticket.
Nice.
Yeah,
It's the world premiere. So this play has never been done before.
Oh, that's kind of.
It's been written up in a magazine. Jim Gerard started working on it a while ago, but this is the official premiere production of this play.
Okay, and tell me about the playwright. Is a Canadian or
Jim, he's a Kingstonian actually.
Kingstonian.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
cool.
he's quite famous outside of Canada. There's lots of people who know his work. He did Cold Comfort, Peggy's Song, to name a couple, and this one is Big Ticket, and it's going to be so funny. It's so cutting edge, and the characters are they're very visceral. They're really alive, and it's about Annie Polito. A single mom, works as real estate agent, and Dave Morrison, the truck driver, who's the tow truck driver, and how are they going to resolve things?
Right.
And it turns into a big media circus, actually. So it's quite fun.
Oh, that sounds like fun. I'm looking forward to this. And dead of winter, it's a good thing to go and do.
Absolutely.
That's great. So you hold at the Baby Grand.
It's going to be at the Baby Grand, which is on the second floor of the Grand Theatre.
It's nice, intimate space. What is the seating in there?
It seats about 60.
Yeah. It's a nice intimate space, and it really suits this kind of these kinds of plays.
Yeah, I've done the design of the show of this one.
Oh,
so
wonderful.
It's quite fun, and we're really using the space. So we're taking away all the curtains, and we've transformed the place to look like his tow truck office.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No, your sets are always
thank you.
So clever. Yeah. and they can call the Grand Playhouse to get tickets.
Yeah, the Grand Theatre box office. Yeah.
Okay.
And remember, it's the Kingston Grand, not the London Grand, because the London Grand's in London.
I've fallen for that one a couple of times.
Yeah.
Myself,
sometimes people do that. They buy the wrong tickets or call up the wrong website and be like, "This show isn't anywhere."
And why is it in pound sterling? What's going on
exactly.
here?
Yeah.
Oh, so anyway, so the 6th to the 23rd.
Yes,
first
of
one
February.
Up, and then second one coming up in March.
Yeah, and that one is going to be playing actually in the TET Center, which is where we have our office.
Okay.
And it's going to be in the rehearsal hall there. I'm trying to get them to change the name of the rehearsal hall.
I know. Yeah, I know the one.
Yeah. I want them to change the name because people do performances there. They don't really rehearse there that much.
That's right, exactly.
So I think they should name it after Valerie Robertson.
Who's Valerie Robertson?
Who did Theatre 5. I think it should be the Valerie Robertson Hall. And then we could call it Vala Hall.
Start a petition.
Yeah, I think we should.
All right. Good seeing you.
Thank you.